Join UF Hall of Famer and 14-year NFL vet Shane Matthews every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about your Florida Gators, including news, analysis, and opinions with some of the biggest names in sports. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Or watch us live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Good morning. It is a live edition of PodUp with Matthews in the morning, coming to you from the International Diamond Center Studios, locations across the state of Florida and right there in Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Today's show will have JC in the second part. First part, we'll have our college football analyst, Brent Beaird. Let's go to Brent right now. He's on the Titan MR hotline courtesy of Comfort Temp. Good morning, Brent. You got your Heisman votes in?
I do, and it will be announced on Saturday. I can't tell you who it is because of the rules from the Heisman Trust. But Shane, will we? I'm being facetious here, but I'm really not. Will we ever see a Heisman finalist that has someone from Indiana and Vanderbilt? When will we have ever thought that would happen?
Yeah, very bizarre. And I believe those guys are going to go 1-2 or 2-1. I think they're going to be the top two vote getters Saturday night. Brent, I didn't realize this. Is it tonight that the SEC schedule reveal happens?
Yes. Tonight is the SEC schedule reveal for next year. Obviously, they're adding a 9th SEC game. And along with that, the schools are supposed to also have at least one non-conference foe that is pretty tough. Shane, I know they want to interview some of these coaches. The coaches really didn't want a 9th game, frankly. So I will be interested to see, A, if they interview any coaches, and B, if they do, what the reaction will be.
Yeah, for sure. So tonight, I guess that's on TV. We will find out the Gators' schedule. You won't know the times of the games, but you'll know what date the opponents are. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. There'll be a lot more detail tonight given to the schedule.
Yeah. We do know that Louisville and Ole Miss are going to open up in a neutral site game in Nashville, right?
Yeah. How about that? That's pretty interesting that they will open up the season. The game is set for Labor Day weekend on the 5th of the 6th. It's not the last weekend of August, but it's September the 5th of the 6th in Nissan Stadium. And as Shane said, we don't know a whole lot about what's going on with that yet as far as the specific time, but Louisville and Ole Miss opening the season next year.
Yeah, should be a pretty good crowd there in Nashville for that one for sure. All right, Brent, we got a lot of comments going on today on the different sites. This Michigan situation's a mess.
Yeah, that's to put it mildly. Frankly, I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this that's going on. I mean, the odds are out for the next Michigan head coach, Kalen DeBoer, Jesse Minter, Joe Brady, Jed Fish, Jeff Brom, Kenny Dillingham, Lincoln Riley. So the odds are on the boards as far as where they're going to be. It's as bizarre a thing as we've seen in quite a while, to be honest with you, and more and the affair and what he is alleged to have done over the last 24 to 48 hours. So it's a real mess. Now I'll couch this as just a comment on Twitter, but I read a few minutes ago there may be more going, maybe even some officials in the athletic department. So don't know about all that. It's still being investigated and so forth. But Shane, I don't remember a mess like this in a while. Do you?
No, it's not a great situation at all. It's terrible. Speaking of that, I think Annie's question on Facebook Live brought to you by Mel Law. Will DeBoer go to Michigan? He already came out publicly and said he has no interest, correct? I thought I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, he has been mentioned for about every job that's coming up. Obviously, they've got a playoff game with Oklahoma next week. I mean, at this point, I guess anything can change. But no, I think what you said is basically it. He's denied going anywhere else.
Yeah. So we'll see how that all transpires. But Michigan will have a new coach next year. Brent, the SEC Players of the Year came out.
Yeah. Diego Pavia on offense, the quarterback at Vanderbilt. Cassius Howell is from A&M as the defensive player of the year. Tate Sandel from Oklahoma as a special teams player of the year. Braylon Staley from Tennessee, the freshman of the year. Trinidad Chambliss is a newcomer. Jacobs Blocking Award Trophy. Caden Proctor from Alabama. Trey Zune from Texas A&M. Even got a scholar athlete, which is Nick Rinaldi from Vanderbilt. And Shane, how about the coach of the year, Clark Lee from Vanderbilt?
Yep, he deserves it. No question about that.
He does.
We got a ton of bowl games starting up Saturday. Ray, I just wanted to get your thoughts. I mean, a lot of people are tired of the bowl games. They think they're going to go away. I don't care who's playing. I'm still going to watch them if I have nothing else to do because I love college football. But do you think eventually a lot of these bowl games will go away?
There may be some of them. We'll never get rid of all of them, obviously. And obviously a lot of them are tied into the playoffs. But as Shane said, we've got the closest one is the LA Bowl, Boise State, Washington. That's on ABC. South Carolina State and Prairie View. We're in the Celebration Bowl. So we've got bowls Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then next Friday is the first playoff with Alabama and Oklahoma. And then Saturday we've got three playoff games: Miami A&M, Tulane, Ole Miss, James Madison at Oregon. So we'll have plenty of bowls going on the next few days.
Brent, I want to get your thoughts on the playoff field. All the nonsense from Notre Dame, BYU is the second team out. I personally think Vanderbilt's resume is better than Notre Dame's and BYU's.
Yep.
But just your thoughts on, we got two group of fives in there. And, I've said this on the show all week. It's not, I know people want it to be the best 12, but it will never be the best 12 due to people getting upset. Upsets happening.
Sure. Look, I think Tulane, James Madison, and the non-Power Four really at some point should go and have their own playoff. I don't have any problem with them being involved with it, but they're likely not going to win. And my comment is more based on the fact that where if they had their own playoff, they'd actually have their own national champion. I mean, and what would that look like? Would that be 8 teams, 16? We don't know. But I think eventually that might happen. And I think the other complaint people got about the playoffs, I mean, people like the playoffs and they will certainly watch, but you've got two repeat games, Alabama and Oklahoma, and Tulane at Ole Miss. I think that's the maybe the biggest gripe of all, Shane, is should we have two teams that play twice in the season? And most people say no.
Yeah. I guess I got to get the NFL playoffs out of my head because the best 12 don't, or best however many, I guess it's 14 in their league. The best 14 don't make it. You get a ton of repeats, repeat games. So I don't know what the answer is. I don't think there is a perfect answer regardless. Brent, let's talk about the Indiana Hoosiers. I got a text here on the Titan Tomorrow text line from Jim. He wanted to get your thoughts of Indiana. I've heard people talk about this as what Kirk Cignetti has done is maybe one of the greatest accomplishments in all of college football. I have to agree with that. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen.
Listen, this team, and I'm not even talking about 10 years ago. I mean, even what, Shane, 5 years ago, 3 years ago. I mean, this team was virtually nothing. If you look at Indiana's overall record over the years, Indiana's has one of the worst overall records in college football. But for the first time since 1967, they are the Big Ten champions. They're not flashy. They're not going to score 100 points in a game, but in all phases of the game, they are really good. Mendoza, their quarterback, is outstanding. That they can run the ball well. I mean, Kirk Cignetti has just been amazing. Now, unfortunately they did lose one of their better players, Stephen Daly, defensive lineman, is probably going to miss the rest of the season. Shane, I don't know how this happens, but he had a freak injury with his leg, and you can give more detail on this. He was walking around giving high fives to the fans and somehow hurt himself.
Well, I saw a video of it, Brent. He was, after their celebration or whatever, the players were going around high-fiving fans like on the first row. But, they played in Lucas Oil Stadium, which is a pro stadium. So it's kind of like at the Georgia Dome, those walls from the field level to the first row are pretty high. So he was jumping. He was jumping, giving high fives, and he came down and tweaked his knee.
Oh.
It's a shame, but he's one of their better players for sure.
Absolutely.
Brent, I want to get your thoughts too. Roy Kramer, who is the guy behind all these championship games, he passed away this past week.
He did.
Or 2 weeks ago, I should say.
Not a whole lot said about this, frankly, but in the midst of the season, that unfortunately that happens. Kramer was 96. Kramer really got started in 1992 was the SEC championship game, as Shane knows very well. But so he is given certainly credit for that. I think given credit for being an innovator in a lot of ways. So sad to see him pass away, but I'm glad you mentioned that. That's something that we need to say. I know there was obviously some recognition for him at the SEC championship game, but our prayers go to his family, and he will certainly go down in history as one of the more innovative commissioners of the entire SEC.
Atlantic Roofing, your roofing experts for residential and commercial roofing with more than 50 years of local experience. Brent, I did not realize this, but Iowa State and Kansas State both had coaching changes, but they got fined $500,000 each for declining to go to a bowl game.
Yeah, I thought that was rather unusual. Now, what I want to know, Shane, is will they ever pay the fine? I don't know. Right. Frankly, that was pretty steep. I mean, that's $500,000. That's a lot of money for anybody. Frankly, but yes, Iowa State, Kansas State, fined for not going to a bowl, and again, we've got a lot of teams that, basically almost a dozen who opted out of going to a bowl game. Obviously, Notre Dame was the highest profile of them all. Florida State, Auburn, UCF, Baylor, Rutgers, Temple, Kansas. And now some of those are 5 and 7 teams. I get that, but Shane, that just really surprised me that Notre Dame didn't go with as many fans they've got who watch their games regardless. So, the bowl situation, I'm sure would get a lot of looks in the off season as far as what can they do to keep teams going to bowls.
Yeah, for sure. But I'll switch down to the Gators. Big coaching change, obviously, a lot of staff changes. I'm not sure if we've spoken since they announced Buster Faulkner will be the offensive coordinator for the Gators. Your thoughts on him?
Look, I've heard great things on Faulkner. I'm curious if you know him and what you think, but that's what I hear. So they've got a lot of guys who are in and out. At least that's what we see. Frankly, Phil Trotwine has been mentioned as an interview. Rob Sale, the offensive line coach, not being retained. Jabbar Julik not being retained. I understand. I think Kentucky is interested in him too. Deron Wilson going to Arkansas. But yes, I've heard good things about Faulkner. I'm curious if you've heard different things on the staff.
No, I like Buster Faulkner a lot. I'm excited for him to be the OC, no question about that. Your thoughts also here. William wants to know, are you surprised that Billy Napier was hired by James Madison?
No, I mean, and one of the more interesting things that Napier has done in the beginning at James Madison is he is not calling the plays. And he says he's okay with that. I thought that was more than interesting, frankly. So, and look, and maybe, he did well before he came to Florida. So hopefully he will do well in this new position. But there were several schools looking at him. So I hope things change for him in the long run.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit for him there. Brent, Ole Miss offensive coordinator they hired is John David Baker. Do you know if he's not going to be involved at all in this? I mean, with the team right now, right?
No.
Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to call the plays in the playoff game, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you like that hire for Ole Miss?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I am glad that Charlie Weiss Jr. is continuing to be involved here. I think that's a really good move. I guess I understand the Shane situation, or the the Lane situation. But as far as Ole Miss is concerned, yeah, Baker. John David Baker, coordinator. He's been back and forth a little bit. And by the way, if people haven't heard, Pete Golding making $6.8 million next year as the head coach of Ole Miss. Shane, I'm guessing that's a bit of a raise for him, right?
Just a little bit. Little bit.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how Pete does there. Never been a head coach before, but I know the players like him a lot.
They do.
And the administrators as well. I don't know why that thing keeps doing that. So, Brent, also another offensive coordinator hired in the SEC is Kendall Briles, who is going to be at South Carolina.
Yes.
Your thoughts on that hire?
Yeah, he was leaving TCU. The official word says to bring tempo, RPOs, and explosive balanced attack. Now, Mike Shula was the OC. He was fired. The former coach at Alabama, Briles, has had some successful offenses at Arkansas and also at Houston. I think the biggest deal for South Carolina is what's going to happen with the Lenore Sellers, the quarterback. He has been pretty non-committal on what he's going to do. There's nothing, unless you've heard something, Shane, there's nothing official that I've seen about that at this point. I mean, he's eligible for the draft. He could certainly come back, so that's one worth watching. So, yes, it would be interesting to see what Kendall Briles is able to do as offense coordinator.
Yeah, for sure. The Pound City Twins, Mike and Marquise, invite you to try the mango martinis at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, handcrafted with their J.F. Hayden liqueurs. Try those flavors or find your favorite at shopjfhaydens.com. Brent, I think one of the more interesting coordinator hires, and I don't think it's official yet, but it looks like it's going to happen, is Tennessee hiring Penn State defensive coordinator Jim Knowles.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. This is one of the big, people haven't heard this. This is one of the biggest hires, I think, in the SEC, if not the biggest. Knowles has had an incredible track record everywhere he's gone. He's done a good job at Duke, Oklahoma State, Ohio State, Penn State. I mean, he is well thought of as far as what he's able to do. Look, when he was at Ohio State, he had the number 1, number 2 defenses, number 24 defense. At Oklahoma State was number 7. So, that's an amazing situation. Now, Matt Campbell obviously is going to Penn State, so he didn't keep him. So I think frankly, that's one of the and people may not have heard this yet, but about Knowles going there. Shane, I think this is one of the more significant hires in the entire SEC.
I think he's a tremendous defensive coordinator, long track record. Should help the Vols for sure. Brent, talk about the ACC a little bit. What's going on in that conference? I tell you, that conference is a mess, isn't it?
It is one of the more amazing things that we have seen at this point. Clemson has got guys leaving by the hour, almost. Khalil Barnes, their safety, T.J. Parker, their edge, Peter Woods and T.J. Parker have declared for the NFL draft. Peter Woods came from Alabama, highly regarded. He didn't have a great year this year, but still he is well thought of, to say the least. And Florida State is obviously having several guys going into the portal. Some you might have heard of, some you may not. Tylen Coleman, the defensive lineman, going into the portal. Edwin Joseph, defensive back, is going into the portal. Also, defensive end Jesse Harold is expected to go into the portal too. Florida State expected to hire UCF defensive backs coach Brandon Harris to work with the secondary. Defense tackle Jamori Flagg expected to leave too. Jaden Parrish is going in the portal. Their linebacker Patrick Surtain, this was a few days ago, defensive backs coach, was not asked to come back. So, yeah, there's a lot of change, obviously, at Florida State. Also, Miami's getting ready to play Texas A&M. That game is going to be basically at noon when that comes up next Saturday. So Miami's really kind of righted the ship in a lot of ways. I think that's going to be a pretty good game, frankly, with A&M. So, Shane, it's hard to keep up with everything going on right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Brent, Sean on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law, want to know, do you think Texas Tech can win it all?
They might. They have got. I'm curious if you've seen them, Shane, but their front seven on defense is a nasty group. And they basically just almost, I won't say they played with BYU, but it was Boise, it was close. But that's a really good football team. I mean, offensively, they're pretty explosive. Shane, have you been impressed with them, what they've been able to do in all phases of the game?
Yeah, I think a lot of people may not know much about them, but their head coach has only been coaching college ball as a head coach, I think 2 years. He was an assistant at Baylor like 3 years. He was just a great high school coach in Texas.
Yes.
But they have more money they have as much money as Texas and Texas A&M, I should say.
They do.
Or maybe more. But they bought a tremendous defensive front.
Yes.
But they're very good on offense. Former Gator wide receiver Caleb Douglas is their leading receiver. Mm-hmm. But they have two quarterbacks, Brent, that are outstanding.
They do.
Baron Morton is their starter. I think he's a senior. He's been banged up the last couple of years. And they play this he was a freshman last year. I think he may have redshirted, but They got two really good QBs. But Texas Tech, yes, they can win it all. They definitely can win it all. I think they're that good.
Let me just say,
go ahead.
Yeah, if you got a question, go ahead.
No, it's no question. I was going to read something. Go ahead.
All I was going to say was Vanderbilt is playing Iowa. What a year that they had. A lot of people thought they should have made the playoffs, but I give that coaching staff credit. They said, look, well, we didn't win the games we really needed to win, but we'll be back. And obviously they've signed Clark Lee to a long-term contract. So it's going to be fun to see what Vandy does in the next few years.
Yeah, we got a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube asking about, have we heard anything about kids going to the portal for the Gators? The only one that I know of is Tenkara, the wide receiver. He's like a 2 or 3 star out of Texas, maybe Texas. I'm not sure. I personally do not think we lose any of our wide receivers that the quote star wide receivers or Jaden Ball. I think they're here.
Yep.
I think they'll get paid enough money that they'll stay.
Mm-hmm.
Now they may try it because what's happening, and we've talked about this yesterday with Mike Morgan, is Brent Beaird is on Team X right now. Your agents and your people are calling coaches that they know around the country saying, what will you pay us?
Yeah.
Well, if that dollar amount is not as high as what the Gators are already paying you, you stay.
Yeah.
But then if it's more than that, you possibly go, or you see if the Gators or whatever your school is, if they want to match it. So it's a mess. It is a mess until they freaking fix this. It is just free agency year round, every stinking year. Brent, great stuff as always. We'll talk about your Heisman ballot next week. I got a feeling I know who you voted for, but we appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you next week, my man.
Always enjoy it, Shane. Take care, bud. That
is Brent Beaird, our college football analyst and Heisman Trophy voter. Join us on the Titan More hotline, courtesy of Comfort Tim. Ruse Ogre State Farm offers a team of dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Visitogreinsurance.com. Give them a call at 352-240-1779. Take a quick time out, come back. JC will take over with Win with JC. You're watching and listening to PodUp with Matthews in the Morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back.
Our premium sponsors are Atlantic Roofing, Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, J.F. Hayden's Craft Liqueurs, Los Linderos Tequila, Meldon Law, Titan MRI and Imaging, Castaway Sauce, UF Health Orthopedics. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sports, Comfort Temp, Florida Cracker Oyster, Electronics World, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, McDonald's of Gainesville, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Advocare, MG&A Wealth. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And to advertise, call my man Freddie, 352-284-3733.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
Naysayers, setbacks, injuries, life throws a lot of hurdles your way. The key is just keep jumping them.
All right, good morning, PodUp with Matthews in the Mornings fans. We had a bit of a mix-up this morning. This is producer Zach. JC, he fell out of the bed, and I don't know. I was going to come up with some witty remark for why he's not doing the show. JC ain't doing the show today, man. We'll be back next week with Win with JC. We'll be back tomorrow. JC and Shane will be back tomorrow. I think we're going to do the Win with JC segment tomorrow as well. I don't know. No one tells me anything around here. I'm just the guy that presses the buttons. I don't know. Anyway, I'm signing off. This has been our super professional edition of PodUp with Matthews in the Morning. See y'all tomorrow. Thank you for coming out.